So today our grapheme is EI, and EI is not a very common grapheme, but it happens enough that I wanted to teach it to you. And it makes the long E sound. I'll show you where I made an error on this lesson. Right here, this EY down there at the very bottom, if you can see where I'm writing, should be EY if you want to EI, if you want to correct that on your paper. Okay, so EI makes the same. Okay, Rochelle, I have a question from Rochelle. Go ahead and stay after. I'll be happy to help. It makes the same sound as the long E sound and as the grapheme that we learned last time, the EY. Remember the last two letters in Turkey say EY, and all of those words that we came up with that end with EY. EY usually comes at the end of words. EI comes in the middle. So just one fun fact for today, we're probably going to have a few. There is no American word that will end in I. No American word will end in an I, except for hi, and that's only because it's kind of an abbreviation for hello. We use words that end in I, but they're foreign words like ski, sushi, spaghetti. They come from Scandinavia, Italy, and Japan. So no American word ends with I except for. So if you are spelling a word and you come to the E sound at the end, the most common spelling for the E sound at the end is a Y, like happy, candy, trendy, silly. Once in a while, it'll end with an EY. This grapheme that we're working on today, the EI, comes in the middle of words. Okay? It comes in the middle of words when it says E, anyway. But let's start with warming up our ears. The most important reading skill is our phonemic awareness. So these words, the first two have a schwa sound in them. And schwa sounds are very difficult to pull away from the other sounds in the word. So I wanted to work on that a little bit today. How many sounds do you think are in dragon? Dragon. Put in the chat how many sounds are in dragon. Stretch it out. Make sure you catch them all. Dragon. There's a schwa in there, almost to the end. But in the chat, I'm getting a bunch of 5s and a bunch of 6s. So when you say the sounds in dragon, there is D, A, G, A, N. D, A, G, A, N. That is the schwa sound. And schwa sounds, they just kind of disappear. They're very hard to hear. So we're going to practice stretching out the words so that you can identify the schwa sound. When we, A is typically the letter that you will use to spell the schwa sound if it comes almost to the end of the word with consonants at the end, like we learned last month. Once in a while, it'll be an O. Like in these two words, dragon and blossom, that schwa sound is represented by an O. So how many sounds in blossom? Take your time, stretch it out. Blossom. Put in the chat when you think you have it. Okay, a lot of 5s and a lot of 6s. The sounds in blossom are B, O, A, S, A, M. B, O, A, S, A, M. That is the schwa sound. It's the hard one to hear. So like if I were going to spell blossom, there you will see two O's in there, but they don't say the same thing. And we're going to get to O month. Right now we're on E month, and I'll teach you all about this in O month, but just for a quick glimpse of what you will learn, that this first O follows the tap two rule, right? You tap the next two letters. If either one of them is another vowel, then the vowel that you were on will make it short sound. For those who are new, that will come a lot easier to you. And then O's, when it follows the same sound, the same rule as that A did when it changed to schwa. When it's almost to the end and there's a consonant after it, that will change to the schwa sound. And these S's, of course, make one sound. So there's 6 sounds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, that wasn't hard enough. Try butterfly. Butterfly. Take your time. Put in the chat when you think you get it. Ben, you're fast. I still haven't even counted. Butterfly. Wow. Very good. So the sounds in butterfly are b, a, t, 7. Well done. That was a long one. B, a, t, 7. Nice. I know it's hard. That's why we do it. Just in case you are new, and if not, then I just want to remind you, this is an important reminder of how important that warm-up is. It may seem simple. You have learned that it's not easy, though it seems like it probably should be easy, doesn't it? But it's not. So for those of you who didn't know, I am writing a book right now on dyslexia. And so I'm doing a lot of research on, so there's been 38 years worth of research now done by universities all over the world, and they're all coordinating it at one hub. And the dyslexia is the most common reason why somebody struggles with reading. And the most common reason why they struggle with reading is because of that phonemic awareness. If you can't separate the sounds in a word cleanly and clearly and identify them, isolate them, manipulate them, discriminate between them, then reading is going to be difficult. So reading is not just on your eyes, it's mostly through your ears. As weird as that sounds, it's true. So that phonemic awareness warm-up that we do is super important. If you want to work on it on your own, then wherever you go, take a look at that's anything next to you. Break off the first sound in notebook. Break off the last sound in notebook. Change the last sound. Just throw in a sound. We're going to call it, the last sound's not going to be a b. Notebub. That almost was inappropriate. Notebub. And then change the first sound to something, an M. Motebub. That is going to really get your phonemic awareness juices flowing, and you will be solid if you do that. Pick a object, break off the first sound, water bottle, change it to any random sound, mater bottle, mater bottle. That's hard to say, try it. Mater bottle. And then change the very last sound. Mater botte. It's tricky. And then if you want to keep going, take the very last sound, I, and find a new word that starts with I, itchy, and then change the first sound. So just work with it. Change the first sound, change the last sound, grab on to that sound, hold it, and identify another word that starts with that sound, and change it again. All of those kinds of exercises will really strengthen your phonemic awareness skills, which will strengthen your reading skills. Okay, let's keep going. So remember, if you just came in, I made an error on this lesson. This EY right here should say EI. EI makes the long E. It's a rare rule, but it happens long enough that I wanted to teach it to you. So let's start with number 1. And I'm going to circle the vowels. This is E month. We're closing in on the end of E month, so we have these rarer rules, but we already know what to do with this one. So we tap 2. Neither of those is another vowel. So no, it's not going to say its name. It's going to say its short sound, eh. This is a vowel hack that we just learned today. EI says E, the long E sound. So when I pencil read that word, it is E, E, Eprime. Eprime. You try yours. Come over and circle your vowels and go ahead and mark them. I will be quiet while you work. If we pencil read this word, it's esteem. 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 Adama, did you get it? Nice, nice. I see several of you with your cameras on. I always appreciate that, so I can see your faces and see how you're doing just from your expressions. Okay, number 2. I'm going to circle my vowels. So EI, we wouldn't circle those separately. We would circle those together because it is a vowel team. 2 vowels together are a vowel team. And we already know that vowel hack. EI says E most of the time. That's a most of the time rule. Sometimes it's going to say A, like in 8. Most of the time it'll say E. Or anyway. And then here is another grapheme that we learned last time that also makes the long E sound. So if I pencil read this word, this right here, these 3 consonants, that is called a 3-letter blend. You will see 2-letter blends often. 3-letter blends happen once in a while, and when they do, make sure that you get all 3 of those sounds clearly when you read it, when you enunciate it. So when you pencil read it, it's E, P, O, E. Streamply. 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 Okay, you try yours over here. Circle your vowel teams. Okay, if we pencil read this word, it is O-E, E. Leafree. 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 Will you put in the chat how you have done on number 1 and 2? Okay, good, got them, didn't get them. Let me see, got it. Nice, nice. Very good. Okay. Cantrell, I'd like to ask you about your comment at the end, oh, you got wonderful. Okay. She wrote wonder. I'm like, I wonder what wonder means, but you just weren't done with the word. You did wonderful. Good, good. Yeah, excellent, everybody. All right. Number 3. I was excited for you guys. This is fun. Okay. Let me start by circling the vowels. And before I do, I wanted to just talk to you a little bit about why I say grapheme sometimes and why I say vowel team sometimes. There's no difference. A grapheme is a letter or set of letters that makes one sound. T is a grapheme. TH is a grapheme. T makes a sound. TH makes a sound. So a grapheme is any letter or set of letters that makes one sound. The sound is called a phoneme. That's why when we do our phonemic awareness, it's all about sounds. Vowel team is a grapheme. You can use those words interchangeably because they work together to make one sound. A vowel team works together to make one sound. So sometimes I'll say grapheme, sometimes I'll say vowel team. You can use either one interchangeably. Okay. Oh, I almost said it. I almost blew it. Let me get my pen. Okay, circling my vowels. So this guy, EI, we learned today is a vowel hack. It just says the long E sound. This one I'm going to have to tap 2. I can see that the next 2 letters are consonants. If that happens, this is going to make its short sound. It's really easy if you can see that the next 2 letters are the same consonant. Your brain is going to learn to identify that without you even knowing. Your brain will learn that if the next 2 letters are consonants, it'll automatically associate the letter before it as a short vowel. That's going to happen naturally, and that's exciting. You're just going to see it. You're going to know that that's an eh without even realizing that you know it. So when I pencil read this word, it's a team. A team. Try yours. I'm watching your face. I think you're getting it. I can tell by the way your mouth is moving when you're pronouncing it. Okay, here's how you pencil read this word. Let's see, these 2 letters are consonants. They're the same consonant, so that is a quick trick. That is going to be a short sound. This EI is going to be a long E sound. So when we pencil read this word, it's E-P. Meep. Meep. Susan, put in the chat how you did on that one. Yeah, that one was tricky. Don't you worry. We're going to get this. Let's try the next one. Okay. We are circling. I'm going to circle my vowels. I have to remember that that is a team. So I'm going to circle them both, and it makes the long E sound. Now this Y, remember, Y is a vowel if it's not the first letter. So that is a little vowel hack. Y at the end of a multi-syllable word almost always says E. So don't forget that guy. He looks like a consonant, but he's sneaky. He's a vowel if he's at the end. Or anywhere in the word that's not the first. So this guy is, let's see, you have to do tap 2, 1, 2. No, there's not another vowel. No, it's not going to say its name. It's going to say its normal S sound. So when we pencil read this word, I see that there's a TR blend. That's a 2-letter blend. Be careful that you enunciate each sound the way it was intended. It's intended as a ter, not a chur. Try to get the ch off of there. So this word is p, o, e, s, e. This is a long one, so I'm going to go a couple sounds at a time. Tur, tre, trem, tremp, tremple, tremply, trempleef, trempleefy, trempleefy. Y at the end of a multi-syllable word will almost always say E. Once in a while, it's going to say I, and I don't want you to be mad at me when you find that in a word. You say, she told me that Y at the end of longer words says E. Once in a while, it'll say I. Actually, maybe even more than once in a while, maybe 25% of the time. Multiply, petrify, satisfy. So Y at the end of longer words can say I, but if you have to guess, E is more common. Here is one thing though. If you're going to spell a word that ends with the E sound, use a Y. If you have to guess, Y is your best bet. E's are silent at the end, don't use an E. It's going to be a Y or an EY. Okay, so let's do your number 4. Go ahead and circle them and mark them and take your time on this one. How'd you do, Amy? Think you got it? All right, let's see. Here we have a p, o, e. How did I know that was an e? Oh yeah, because tap 2. None of those are a vowel, so that's an e. So p, o, e, n, t, e, n, e. I'm going to go slow. Pull, ple, plen, plent, plenter, plentry, plentrine, plentrini. Not an easy word. Plentrini. There are a lot of sounds in unusual, hard places in that word. Plentrini. How'd you do? Put it in the chat. If you got plentrini, my friends, you're doing better than you think you are. Nice, nice. Wow. Almost had it. Not so good. You're not alone. That was a hard one. Sometimes I put hard ones in there. So. Okay. Don't you worry. If it was too easy, then you wouldn't be stretched and you wouldn't learn. So I try to put some hard ones in there, some easy ones too. Let's come down to nice, Ben. And if you'll notice, I put a lot of R's and L's in these words. R and L are the letters. If you're going to make an error when you read a word, I can almost guarantee you that the error will involve an N, R, or an L. They will either slip in where they're not wanted, slip out when they are there, or they will get transposed. So a lot of these words have N's, L's, and R's in there so that your brain will begin to be the boss of those letters. All right, your extra practice. Put in the chat which one you'd like me to do with you. Okay, I'm going to do number 7, and then Mark, if we have time, we'll also do number 9. Pencil. Okay, 7. I'm going to circle that guy. I'm going to circle those guys. I already know that that says E. I already know that this probably says E. That has two consonants after it, so it's going to say eh. Pencil reading. N, P, O, E, M, E. I'm just going to go slow. Friendly. 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 Not an easy one, hard one. Let's try number 9 real quick for my friend Mark. So here we have an EI that says E. We have an E with two double consonants after it. Our brain is automatically going to identify that as a short vowel sound. And then here's a Y at the end that probably says E. Pencil reading, it's O, E, P, F, E. Lee Peffy. Lee Peffy. Nice. Okay, let me pull up the whiteboard and just show you some words in the real world that follow this rule. By the way, okay, this is important, by the way. I know we only have 2 minutes, but I'm glad you're still here because this is important, by the way. EI is not nearly as common as IE, and they say the same thing. When we get to I month, I think it's next month, you're going to learn more about IE, which also says E most of the time. So right now we're doing EI. IE also says E. When you're spelling, you're going to want to put that I first most of the time. You've probably heard the phrase I before E except after C. Yes, that is true. So here's some examples of the EI, and you'll notice that it's often after a C. I before E except after C. So we have receive, deceive, deceit, conceive. If you can think of any others, put them in the chat. I'd love to hear your examples. Seize, weird, ceiling. Thank you, Amy. Receipt, good one. See, there's a E after EI after the C. Here is here's a C, here's a C, here's a C, and there's the EI right after it. Here's a C, here's a C. So I before E except after C. If there's a C when you're going to spell, then you're going to switch those around and it's going to be EI. Still says the same thing. Okay. Okay, you learned a lot today, I hope. Good luck on your extra practice. Stay after. I have a few minutes if you have any questions for me. And I am so excited about what you're learning, and hopefully you are too. And I look forward to seeing you on Wednesday. Bye, everyone.